Hey, look at that. Paul Johnston. No idea who you are, but I am definitely cheeky. Paul Johnson. Hey, look at you. You must be in the UK there, you. Paul, let's do this. Dave Campione, let's do this. Yes. Yes, the music begins.
Prepare yourself.
The sound is on, too. I checked it. The sound is on. Very
Prepare
good.
yourself.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So bitter. Hello, Paul, Dave, Bitter. Yeah, UK brother. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy.
Look in the mirrors, count insecurity. I bleed for you, my eyes burn. My point is no, cause you'll never learn.
Yeah, Ox Project. Woohoo! That'll get you going on a Sunday, Sunday morning, Monday morning, on a Monday morning, I should say. Mondays too. Are we ready for a fuck you video? I would say yes. Hey, Drew. Hey, Steve.
Fuck you, fucking Levi's jeans. Fuck you, Ben Johnson. Fuck you. Blame it on Rio, all the woman in red. Levi's it's all in your head. It starts with an F.
I told you we're going up to 44,000 on Bitcoin, and I was right.
Bullshit!
Just saying.
Fuck you! 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 Fuck you all motherfuckers! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, Chevron! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you all! Fuck you, motherfuckers! Fuck you, Hollywood! Fuck you! Fuck you, motherfuckers!
Hello! Trendy reporting in live from Orlando, Florida, home of Trendy, as there is and all things trendy. We find me and you in the hashtag Trendies on all forms, sources, and sorts of social media. You won't find hashtag Trendies because you guys never hashtag Trendies, but you'll find it on all forms, sources, sorts of social media, especially at Twitter, which you never go to, and Rumble, which all of you should be at. All right, I'm done.
Fuck yourselves!
Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday. However it is you do that. Very good.
You'll never learn.
Okay, so I hope you guys are doing great with your families, doing your holiday thing. If you're into that, if you're not like me, if you're not into that thing like me, then you could hang out here with us and still have a great day, and we'll have fun and we'll party. So, don't forget the thumbs up, says it's so bitter. Yeah, I know there aren't even 10 people here, but let me see. How many thumbs ups can we just get to try to get close to 10, guys? Okay, I've got 1. I need 9 more. If you guys could all hit that thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. So, yes. Yeah, it says 13, but I only have 1 thumbs up. So, thank you, Bitter, for the 1 thumbs up. It's okay, man. We're going to watch the crypto take off today, which is great. Harmony hit 2 cents, everybody. That's news. So, I'm making a lot of money there. Solana is at, last check, I believe, was $113, which is great. I bought it at 24. So, you know, it's doing great. I watched a debate this morning, and you guys know I can't stand the Young Turks, and I can't stand Cenk Unger. I really can't stand the guy. He bothers me because he's a fucking sellout for, you know, whatever his own narrative has been. And he's weird, and said weird things about bestiality and shit. So I don't like the guy. I think he's a fucking fuck up and a freak. But I do agree with him on his stance with what's going on in the Middle East. He was on Piers Morgan, and he did a debate with this jack shit, this piece of fucking human garbage. And Cenk eviscerated the guy. Cenk let the guy walk all over him, waited for him to stop speaking, and then went ahead and eviscerated him with each and every response. He destroyed the guy. And then you could tell the guy knew he was destroyed because the last 15 minutes was just him reading off shit about Cenk, all the bad things he's been. Oh, you were wrong about this, you were wrong about that, and oh, you tried to run for president, and oh, you've got a fake podcast that nobody watches. And I'm like, dude's got 1 billion views, you fucking idiot. Do you even realize who you're talking to? You know, and Piers Morgan was on the, you know, more siding with the other guy. It was obvious. So he didn't really jump in as often as he should have. But I would have. If I was the moderator, I would have stopped that guy immediately, and I would have corrected his ass. But Cenk did it. Cenk's like, whatever fucking blog, you know, you're writing out there on the internet for the small handful of readers that you have doesn't come anywhere near what the Young Turks has as far as viewership. So don't even try to go there. And I was like, dude, you just destroyed him. And he did it on so many levels, so many times. And it's really worth going and watching that. It's a 20-minute debate, and it's really worth watching Cenk destroy this guy. It really is. Because this guy is totally wrong, and Piers Morgan should have called the guy out because he was wrong. But, you know, because he has an English accent like Piers does, I don't know. You know, maybe he was kind of siding with him. I don't know. So, no more news on that Ocala murder, but hey, there was another shooting in Florida. 4 people got injured. Let's see if that makes the cover of CNN too. Because there's such a gun epidemic going on here in Florida that people are just dropping like flies. You guys, please give me a thumbs up on the show. It says I've got 1. How many thumbs ups do you guys see? They're milking that Ocala shooting. Yo, Dave Campione, did you give me a thumbs up on the Rumble? Drew? Crispy Cat? Did you guys all give me thumbs ups? Because I only see 1. I'll click it. I'll give myself 2. Okay, 3. Anybody else, man? I mean, Drew? Crispy Cat? Thumbs up, please, guys. As soon as you come in. Every time you come in to the show, that's the price of admission, is giving me a thumbs up. Come on. It's not about whether or not you approve of the content, man. It's about me getting more people here. That's all it is. And if we get more people here, it improves the content. See how that works? I need to get 10 thumbs ups if we're going to have, you know, notifications go out on Rumble. Did anybody get Rumble notifications? Let me know. Let me see if the YouTube went out. I'll bet the YouTube notifications did go out. Yep, they sure did. Look at all of those. Look at all of those trendy as dabbers or Nay's Garden alerts. Look at that. Harmony, 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 harmony. Look at that. That's what your phone should look like too. Every time I go live. Should blow you up. You clicked it? Okay, thank you, Drew. Let's refresh the page. That would mean 4 thumbs ups. Okay, so we got Drew. What about Crispy? Get a thumbs up from Crispy? Crispy Cat? I guess we still need Crispy Cat to hit the thumbs up. He came in He said, hey, happy holidays, then he disappeared. Okay. So I know that there are 4 people watching this show. And Steve Running is over on ShitTube watching. From ShitTube. Because I guess he likes sitting alone. But for those of you who want to hang out with the rest of the crowd, come on over to Rumble. I'll give you a link, Steve. I don't know why you just don't watch from Rumble. I really want all of you on Rumble. I really want all of you on Rumble, and I want you to tell me why you're not coming to Rumble if you're not going to do it. Let me know why. So I know. I got to investigate this shit and figure out what's going on. So Harmony was just at 2.2. Now it's at 2.27. When I wrote the title, it was at 2.24. Now it's at 2.27. Steve Running. Thank you, Steve Running, for coming over to Rumble. There you go. Give me a thumbs up. Oh, 5. Yes, thank you. 5 thumbs ups. Yes, thank you. Mine still says 4, but I believe you. Thank you. I'm one of them, and it's pathetic, but okay. Let's get to the smoking section. You've reached the smoking section. Deer Slayer, how about that thumbs up, Deer Slayer? Deer Slayer, can I get a thumbs up? I still only see 4, man. Give me a thumbs up, please. I know I'm being annoying with the thumbs up today, but I really would desire to get at least 10 on Christmas because everybody's out with their families and doing things. There's not a lot of people here, so it would really help if we could at least get to 10 thumbs ups. And maybe those notifications. So you guys are telling me that you got the notification on Rumble, I'm assuming, right? The Rumble notification did go out just for some of you? Okay, great. That's great. That's my biggest concern. Did. It shows 6. Okay, cool. Mine shows 4. It's cool, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, Rumble has issues with that. But, it's one of the small issues. I'll take that and get my free speech. I'll take the inaccurate reporting and still get the free speech. So I'll take free speech over all. All right, let me turn up the brightness here. There we go. You guys can see what's going on. All right. Let's get to the smoking section, man. We could probably take this off screen and replace it with this. We'll go like this. Yes. 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 Yeesh. Want to see what Bitcoin's doing? 43,628.80. Okay. Harmony 2276. Great. We've hit a little bit of a holding point here. We're in a holding pattern while you enter the smoking section here in Nay's Garden. Make sure your seatbelts are secured, are fastened securely. That's what I wanted to say. Get me to 10 thumbs ups, guys. If you want to share this on social media, that would be great. Share a link. Get me 10 thumbs up, so at least I know there's 10 people here. You guys want to go on Twitter, retweet the tweets that went out, and I go on Truth Social, retruth my truth that went out about the show. from Nay's Garden, Twitter from Nay's Garden, from also on Twitter from Truthier News. They both send out notifications that I'm live. Pretty sure. And you can watch this show live and chat from Truthier News on Twitter. At Truthier News. Truthier. It's really easy. News. Follow Truthier News on Twitter. And you can watch the show from Twitter, and you can comment from Twitter too. Tropical! Hey, good. You got to hang out with us late. Cool, buddy. Thank you. Hope you had fun during the replay. Okay, let's take a look here and see where we're at. Let's do 1830. And you know, ever since I started doing the number, the time in the chat, my dabs have been perfect. They taste so good. I get so much smoke. It's just exactly 1 minute of cool down on that quartz bucket. It just works so nice. And it doesn't sit and smolder. I get almost the entire dab. I know if I go in a little early, you know, if I'm doing a super big dab, I can go in a little earlier. If I'm doing a smaller one, I can go a little later. It's just a little bit of a smaller size dab right here. So much propaganda. Yeah, I know. It's good to be a truth teller. It makes me feel good, you know. It's amazing how much people have to lie in order to convince you of their narrative, though, isn't it? All right, no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining this morning, this Christmas morning. Yes, my double bottom W, yeah, tropical thing. My double bottom came up like I told you guys it was gonna. I told you it's gonna go to 44,000. We're on a pennant that is a falling pennant flag pattern. Well, it might be falling. I don't know. You'd have to. Yeah, it looks like it's falling. Nah, actually, maybe not. Looking at the bottom of it, it might not be a good sign at all. Actually. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Fan me, baby. So I watched something else. I watched Piers Morgan interview Steven Crowder. Now, you guys know I cannot stand Steven Crowder. goddamn does he make a lot of sense when he starts talking about First Amendment, free speech. So, you guys, people think I'm an echo chamber in here. They accuse me of running an echo chamber, and they claim that, you know, I don't look at opposing views or whatever. Understand, Steven Crowder holds almost every opposing view to everything that I believe in. He is on the other side of. And as far as a human being goes, I fucking hate him because he's an abuser. He abused his wife. He's a fucking man-child, and he's a fucking bully, and he's a piece of human garbage. He's also a pussy for keeping a firearm on his desk while he's broadcasting. You know, like he's scared somebody's going to come and rough him up or something. You know? He's a pussy. So, imagine my amazement when I actually heard him making sense on Piers Morgan. And actually, I'm going to share the video with you. Because it really is that good to hear Piers Morgan and fucking Steven Crowder agreeing on shit. And also, Steven Crowder handles Piers Morgan handily. And I'm going to give him fucking credit. Now, once again, I fucking hate this guy. And most of my audience, you guys are not mentally prepared enough to watch Steve Crowder and realize what you're watching. You really aren't. So you should filter Steve Crowder through me, like I'm going to do right now. But don't go off on your own and watch Steven Crowder. He'll indoctrinate the fuck out of you, and next thing you know, you're going to be hating on the LGBTQs, you're going to be hating immigration, you know, people trying to come into the country, you're going to be, you know, you're going to be a piece of shit Republican. And he will do that to you. So, like I said, filter him through me, right, if you want to check him out. And that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to hold your hand, and we're going to watch Steve Crowder make some sense. And I know that's crazy, but like I always tell you this. The people that I disagree with the most, at some point, they're going to fucking broken clock some shit out. And it's going to make sense. And when they do, I'm going to point it out. Because he may have actually done it in such a way that I really appreciated. All my screens went white again. It's fucking that goddamn browser.
Welcome back to Uncensored. Last week I criticised Elon Musk's decision to allow the massacre-denying conspiracy theorist Alex Jones to return to X, formerly Twitter. Some people weren't happy. They included the influential conservative personality Steven Crowder. This is what he had to say on his show, Louder with Crowder, about me.
This brings us to Piers.
I love the way Piers Morgan does this to people. It's so hyperbolic, and it's so English, and it's so tabloidish. It's so tabloid, bro. It's so National Enquirer for the way he does it, but at the same time, I like it, and it's fun, and it's funny. He'll literally just let Steve Crowder just destroy him right now. Piers Morgan is like, look what this man said about me, and then here it is. Here's the clip, and Piers sits there and fucking takes it with his stiff upper lip, and I fucking love that. I love that he allows the counter narrative to just railroad him, and he does that. So watch this.
Morgan's rules for me. He hosted Alex Jones on his very own program this year. Piers Morgan doesn't understand what freedom of speech is. Piers Morgan has also hosted Suhail Shaheen, the Taliban spokesperson. Jeez. Wahid Asif Shaita, an Islamist extremist leader. Jeremy Corbyn, the anti-Semitic Labor Party leader. Just Piers, stop it. I'm sorry. Fraud. There we go.
Well, in the spirit of hosting very
He
controversial
knew that, dude.
people on my free speech.
I told you Steve Crowder's a pussy, right? And the very last fraud, you can see it. You can see he's like second guessing that he's calling Piers Morgan a fraud because he knows Piers Morgan is going to have him on. It's like you can see this. Watch.
Morgan has also hosted Suhail Shaheen, the Taliban spokesperson. Jeez. Wahid Asif Shaita, an Islamist extremist leader. Jeremy Corbyn, the anti-Semitic Labor Party leader. Just Piers, stop it. I'm sorry. Fraud. There we go.
Fraud.
Well, in
the last one's like a goat. Fraud. Right? He's thinking about it. He's like, oh, I'm calling Piers Morgan a fraud, man. I'm going to get called out. Yes, you got called out. That's the first thing. But the second thing here is, why is Piers Morgan a fraud for giving people a platform? Why is he a fraud? You know, he pushes back, and I'll give him credit for that. It's not like Jimmy Dore, who I will call a fraud, who attempts to do the same thing but never pushes back and has people on to boost his narrative and keeps quiet when people don't make sense because he enjoys, having his narrative hoisted up, whether it's factual or not. And he's a sick person. Jimmy's sick. Piers Morgan is, as much as I fucking can't stand him as a human being, I hate both these guys. Understand it. About equally. I hate Steve Crowder and Piers Morgan equally. I hate them both. But at the same time, he's giving people a platform. He's letting people debate each other. And Jimmy Dore never does that shit. Especially when it comes to... But I digress.
Period of hosting very controversial people on my free speech platform, I'm now joined by Stephen Crowder, who can call me a free speech hypocrite to my face. Mr. Crowder, good day to you. How are you?
Well, thank you, Pierce. Merry Christmas. And let me say off the bat, I do actually appreciate about you. Your audience may not know how rare this is, that you do these interviews live, you don't chop them up, you actually have a discussion, and I've been at...
And for those of you who know Steve Crowder, you're just waiting for him to drop a bomb, and he doesn't. At this moment during the interview, dude, it's nothing but respect. And it's like Pierce is like waiting for it. I was waiting for it too. And he just gives him a really nice compliment here. Check this out.
Advocating for that my whole life, so really I appreciate it. Those are steps in the right direction.
Well, they are. And to be honest with you, the debate about what constitutes free speech and whether there should be limits and if there should be, what they are, I think is really interesting.
Instantly disarmed Piers Morgan. He instantly disarmed him. Did you hear the tone? The tone dropped almost an entire octave down from Piers Morgan after that welcoming message, that complimentary hello, that, I appreciate what you've done for free speech. I appreciate, you having opposing sides, blah, blah, blah. Pierce is like, okay, now we can have a conversation.
And a lot of people have strong opinions
Good job,
about
Steve
this.
Crowder.
And I'm perfectly happy to be proven wrong, or to at least have a debate with someone who's got strong views that don't necessarily tally with mine. So I welcome you to the programme. Let's start with your assessment that I'm a free speech hypocrite. So articulate to me why you believe that.
I believe the word I used there was fraud.
You earlier used hypocrite.
Did I earlier? Okay, I don't remember saying it, but I'll take your word for it. And to some degree, I believe it. Look, I think that in hosting a show uncensored, and I can't see you, but I know you put up the very festive holly leaf on the globe there. It is incumbent upon you. You will say, I believe in the concept of free speech. Now, I'll be very clear in my definition of free speech. It's the constitutional definition of freedom of speech. All speech is permissible outside of a crime, and we have very clear parameters, and these have been affirmed by the Supreme Court, as to what that is. That's a proactive call for violence. The crime is not the speech. The crime is the action causing violence on purpose. Outside of that, everything is permissible. But for a show uncensored, and I know that you said there's a difference between across the pond there, and obviously in the United States, we have a First Amendment that you don't. How would you define freedom of speech?
Well, I don't think we're as far apart as you think. I mean, you talk about the First Amendment not protecting, for example, crime.
Now, I view these guys as lunatic far left, and Crowder, lunatic far right. That's how I view these guys politically. Socially, politically. Lunatic left, lunatic right. And they're getting along really well. And it makes it easier to listen to their conversation. We're going to watch something after this that's the complete opposite.
It's a little bit more complicated. For example, it doesn't protect you if you deliberately defame somebody. And my argument about Alex Jones in particular was that he's just been punished with over $1 billion fine in one of the biggest defamation cases in modern American history for deliberately telling lies about the families of the poor victims of the Sandy Hook massacre over a sustained period of time.
Okay, look at
which
Steve
led
Crowder.
to them
Okay.
getting direct harassment.
This is the first disrespect of Steve Crowder, but it's okay. I don't know if Piers can see Steven Crowder. And I know that Steven Crowder can't see Piers. So, you know, you don't know it's disrespectful. At the same time, he's got every right to do what he's doing. At this moment, Piers is putting words in his mouth. And he's like, excuse me, what? And, you know, he has to wait almost an entire minute of doing this before he finally stops talking and he can say why he's doing that.
And other criminal activity. So I was joining all the dots there of his particular situation, and I concurred with Elon Musk's original view when he was asked about it when he first bought Twitter last year, which was he was not going to allow him back on. He's now changed his mind, but my opinion was based on the Constitution of the United States not protecting you if you are guilty of defamation.
Well, okay, so I'm going to have to take the rounds out of that magazine from how loaded that question was and so much misinformation there. And that's the beauty of the freedom of speech. You can say that, you can speak misinformation, and you have the right to, for example, saying he knowingly lied. Look, I'm not in the business of defending everything that Alex Jones has said, okay? But if you're going to say the 22 minutes out of 8,000 hours of broadcast time for which he apologized, acknowledged that he was wrong, constitutes what you are saying is proactively lying. That is a very dangerous
No, but he
precedent.
did.
It's
No,
not
hang on.
accurate.
That's okay.
It's not accurate.
Stephen,
No,
he did
wait.
deliberately lie.
Look, in this specific case, I'm going to have to side with Piers Morgan, no matter what any of us believe. When you really look at Alex Jones for what he is, okay, let's just say it, he's a skilled reporter. That's where he came from. He's a fucking journalist and a reporter. He knows how to go out. He knows how to investigate. He knows how to get information. It's what he did professionally before he started podcasting. You can go back and see that he had a professional broadcast, newscasting career, right? So he knows the facts of just about anything he's talking about. And for anyone to assume that Alex Jones didn't know the facts around what was going on with Sandy Hook it's hilarious. So what Steven Crowder is doing right now, this is what the fuck I hate about the right, is he's literally lying about the reality of this situation. We all know Alex Jones knows what happened there. Everybody knows what happened. But Steve Crowder is saying, you know, you don't know what Alex Jones was thinking in his brain. And it's not about that. It's not about the precedent, dude. It's about this one specific case. It's not about what, you know, the precedent it sets, because then we start assuming what everybody, blah, blah, blah. No, in this one specific case, Alex Jones is well aware of the facts around just about every situation he pontificates on. And if he says something that might be hyperbolic or it might be a lie or whatever, oh, he goddamn knows he's fucking lying. Alex Jones isn't an idiot. You know, that's why he's made so much fucking money. He had some intelligence to do something successfully. So for you to say that he was so dumb, Steve, that he had no idea what the intricacies of that specific situation, I can't say what it was, but that specific situation was, dude, it's laughable, bro. And this is what I hate about the fucking right. This is what I hate about the right. They all do this bullshit. They play this, oh, you don't know what Alex Jones was thinking. You don't know.
For a sustained period of time, for years, about these families. He knew Sandy
Tell me how he
Hook.
deliberately lied.
He knew that.
Tell me how he
deliberately lied. And he was found to have deliberately lied.
Tell me how he deliberately lied.
And by the way, in his defense, he
Tell
tried...
me how he deliberately lied, please.
In his defense, he tried to play the First Amendment card, and it was rejected by the judge. Rejected.
Tell me how he deliberately lied, please.
Because he knew that it wasn't a hoax. He knew the massacre had happened.
Incorrect.
This isn't what he said.
That's incorrect.
Let's play what he said.
No, this is stupid.
Look, it's got inside.
Now this coming up right here. I don't know if I'm allowed to play this actually on my YouTube channel. I'll get in trouble. But it's Alex Jones. I want to play it for you so you can hear it, because it's got absolutely nothing to do with what Piers Morgan just said. These clips are him being in denial of him saying it was a false flag. That's what these clips are. It's not him saying it was factual and blah, blah, blah. So Steve Crowder kind of has a little bit of a point, but at the same time, these videos don't help Pierce at all, and it's kind of weird. Here, watch.
With the fact that the whole thing was fake.
Whole thing was fake. Repeatedly. A series of different shows he did.
You still haven't answered. You still haven't answered.
But you said that he knew that the facts around it and that you had clips. And that I guess you were going to expose Alex Jones. You ended up not. You ended up reinforcing Alex Jones' viewpoint. Pierce. So this is just a what I would call a forfeit on this point by Piers Morgan, because he just disproved his own point with the videos.
That doesn't prove that he knowingly lied. Anything.
But
Look, Alex Jones is wrong
Stephen,
about a lie.
You're a very
Alex
smart.
Jones is wrong about a lie.
Stephen, you and I disagree.
But he's also a friend.
Stephen, you and I disagree. Hang on.
Believed it, and
I'm going to respond to you. You and I disagree about many things. We agree about many too.
Yeah.
Right? But on this point, you're a very smart guy. I wouldn't question it for a moment. You and I both know Alex Jones knew that was not faked, Sandy Hook. You and I both know
right.
that.
And look,
Just put the.
And I know it, and Steven Crowder knows it, and you all know it too. So for Steven Crowder to sit here and pretend like Alex believed what he believed was what he said, what he represented on his show in character, which he admits he's playing a character. You know, the character that he portrays on his podcast believes it was a false flag op. But the real guy behind the character, he knows exactly what happened. He says what he says to make money.
The words out that you just tried to place in my mouth. I do not know that. I don't agree with the premise.
And he should have backed off.
You have yet to prove it. Here's the beauty, though.
I don't have to prove it.
Even if you were to
backed
commit
off
defamation,
before he got those people.
No, it didn't. And even
It did.
assuming
It
that
found
you
him
don't
guilty
discuss
of
the cast
defamation.
with your audience, and I'm not going to continue speaking as though we're having a dialogue. Even assuming that you don't discuss the caps, that he would never pay out, the far lower settlement that they have decided they would allow, considering this will go to a superior court and will get thrown out, even if you allow all of those things. Here's the beauty of the First Amendment. Here's the beauty of the First Amendment. Even if you at one point commit defamation, you still don't forfeit your right to speak.
Right.
No, you don't. No,
That's why
agree.
Giuliani
I agree.
is still
That's
going
not
right
why
back
he was
out
banned
and
from- that's not why he was banned from
yapping,
Twitter.
I know that.
and
He was
still
banned from
committing.
Twitter. He was banned from Twitter for having a pop at some
Committing
guy from
slander
CNN.
against these two
I don't
women.
care about that. I'm more interested in why Elon Musk tweeted when he bought Twitter and was asked, will you bring back Alex Jones? He said, no, I won't allow somebody back on, having gone through the pain himself of a child dying in his own arms, one of his children. He wasn't going to allow someone who profited from the pain of dead children to be back on the platform. He then changed his mind, which he's allowed to do. He owns the platform. X is a private company owned by Elon Musk. He can do what he likes with it. But they also have a series of rules which are available on their website, which you can check about what is allowed and not allowed. And they will deplatform you if you transgress those rules. And my point to you is that the situation with Alex Jones is that he was found guilty in an American court of defamation. And yes, it's entirely down to Elon Musk that he can bring him back. But I agree with the first version of Elon Musk's decision-making, not the second one based on a completely undemocratic poll he put on his own Twitter feed.
Well, I agree with you that it shouldn't be left to a Democratic poll because the First Amendment is not subject to a vote.
Right, but you accept the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution has a number of things which are excluded from protection, whether it's child pornography, fraud, defamation. There's a whole list of things which you'll simply.
But that has nothing to do with speech.
No, but you're conflating.
Pierce.
But I think you've mischaracterized what I said then, because I've never said he hasn't got a right to say what he wants. He can say what he likes. I believe fundamentally in anyone's right to say whatever they want. The question is accountability. And the U.S. Constitution,
Sure.
which you don't think I know anything about, but actually I know a lot about. And I'm a huge...
I didn't say you don't know anything about it. I
Well, you
really don't
actually,
believe that. I know that
in
you
another
have studied
clip
it.
from that same show you did, you basically said, I don't know much about the U.S. Constitution because I'm not American. That's fine. But I have lived and worked in America for 20 years. I have tried to really get a handle on the U.S. Constitution. And on the issue of the First Amendment, it is a complicated thing. It's not as simple as saying you can say
It's not
whatever you want.
complicated.
Well, it is, because it doesn't allow the unfettered free speech, but with protection that you're suggesting it does.
It absolutely does.
It doesn't.
It absolutely does, barring, would you like me to explain, barring what I've already outlined? Actual criminal behavior calling for violence against other people. For example, Pierce, look, you know that
including
you have been,
defamation.
and I'm saying this in your defense. For example, you made your joke about being a two-spirited penguin, right? I
Yeah.
thought it was cute. I think it was funny, and I understand the point that you were trying to make. Okay, you have had people accuse you of
Hey, Paul, did you share this and Burned came? Hey, Burned, what's up, man? Let me give you the Rumble link. If you have Rumble, come to Rumble. We're at Nay's Garden on Rumble. That's where we're all at.
creating violence against trans. You know that, and we know it's absurd. So who defines what is actually calling for violence, or if you
But here's the
basically in
difference.
a roundabout way
No, I hear
maybe
you,
causing violence? No, unless you called for violence.
No, but you keep
didn't.
saying
You said
that
you were a two-spirited
But
penguin.
you keep saying that your only barrier on free speech is crime.
Yes.
And I keep reminding you that Alex Jones was found guilty of defamation, and that is one of the things that's not protected by the First Amendment.
No, it's not protected in a you can have civil damages, and your First Amendment rights don't cease to exist. In other words, you can pay. You can pay the piper for what you have done in
You're
that
still being
individual
held
instance.
accountable
So if someone
for your
at some
defamation.
point, if someone accuses you of defamation, and let's say has a suit levied against you that actually, by God, is successful, let's say that, does that forbid you from speaking publicly thereafter?
No, of
you
course
don't
not.
lose
No,
it. It's
but
a
it-
fundamental human right.
Not at all, but it does allow, I'm exercising my rights to free speech to say I think he shouldn't be allowed back on X, which was the position of the owner of X until last week. So my point is that Elon Musk has made two judgment calls about this. One I agreed with, and one I didn't. And I'm exercising my free speech rights to say I don't agree with it.
You are, and I completely support your right to that. The problem is Elon Musk changed his mind in the face of new information. And if we want to have productive dialogues, we need to. You know what? This is one thing I often ask. And by the way, I think that none of this is a gotcha for Twitter clicks. I hope to God it's not. How often, when you were on CNN, or how often when you were on your morning show there in the UK, or how often do you see on any news network someone say, you know what? New information came out and I was wrong. And I say that because you've done it, and I appreciate it. You said, you know what, if I knew what I know now
Retractions.
about the COVID vaccine, specifically that if you get the COVID vaccine, you cannot transmit it.
Yeah.
If I knew that that was incorrect, I wouldn't have espoused the views that I did.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think the problem that we have in today's society is not wanting to allow people to be wrong, to make mistakes. In the realm of comedy, look, good jokes and bad jokes come from the same place. Sometimes you have to risk something and it's not funny.
but I agree
Sometimes
with you
have
about
to
all
express
that.
an opinion.
Don't cut him
I
off.
agree with you about all that.
No. You shouldn't have cut him off, because that's the most sense I've ever heard Steven Crowder make in my entire life. So that's 11 minutes into this video, if you want to find that clip, guys, where Steven Crowder is just spitting fire. And when you listen to him, you're just like, is this the same motherfucker who doesn't love the LGBTQ community? Is this the same motherfucker who, thinks that if you're in this country illegally, you should be brutalized and dragged the fuck out and sent to a place where they're going to kill you? It's just unbelievable the vast difference in opinion that you can have with somebody who agrees that we all have the right to, share our opinions, as long as we're not hurting other people, calling for violence.
I tell you, that's really the bedrock of this show. But I come back again to why I had a particular
he's all
issue
about
with
Donald
the
Trump, sure.
Alex Jones thing, is that unlike the other circumstances you're describing, in his case, he was found guilty of a serious
He's a
defamation
right-winger, bro.
against the Sandy Hook families. He was fined over $1 billion. So far, he's not paid a dime of that money. And, Elon Musk has made two calls on it. Like I said, the first one I agreed with. I don't think that people like Alex Jones should be allowed an unchallenged, unfettered public platform to spew lies which are done deliberately, in my estimation, dispute lies.
Unchallenged? Are you out of your tree, sir?
Unchallenged.
It's a cesspool.
No.
Anyone can say anything they
People
like.
can reply to him, but no one can have a direct challenge to Alex Jones, like I did when he came on my show.
Of course they can.
Look, like you picked out, for example, that he came on my show, Jeremy Corbyn, Taliban spokesman, and so on. Yes, because in each of those cases, I put them through the mincer, right? And I'm prepared to have them on to give them a hard time and challenge them. You might agree or disagree with that, but they're all pretty volatile interviews. But I was able to challenge what I perceive to be their untruths, right? I'll show you a clip of the Corbyn one to show you what I mean. Have a look at this.
You seem to be over-concerned with
anti-Semitism.
No, I did not.
I am. Should Hamas stay in power? It's actually
You're done yet?
It's actually a critical question.
Are you done yet?
It's a critical question.
Are you done yet?
No, it's the question.
Are you done yet?
Should they stay in power?
Are you done yet?
This country says they're a terror group. Do you agree? And should they stay in power?
Listen, I do not approve, support, or welcome Hamas.
Are you prepared to call Hamas a terror group?
Is it possible to have a rational discussion with you? Is it possible? Come on, answer that question.
You can't, can you?
You answer it.
No, it's my show. You answer my question. Now, the point of playing that clip, other than to entertain you, as I'm sure it did, is that, yes...
I hate that clip. I hate everything about that clip.
Why do you hate it?
I hate it because I don't like Jeremy Corbyn, but I think he's a bombastic prick, but I also think that you should have let him finish speaking. Why? Because then he would express bad ideas. That's why I support freedom of speech.
But actually, in the end, I could tell very quickly he was never going to give an answer, and therefore we were in a game of cat and mouse, which went on so long that the viewer was left in no uncertain terms what his answer actually was. Because otherwise you just say Hamas are a terror group. It's not difficult. And in fact, 2 days later, he admitted Hamas are a terror group. That was his position. But only after I shamed him into doing it. So look, here's my question for you.
So that's it. So you want to shame people into agreeing with you?
No,
I
not
would
at all.
rather just
Look,
let
whatever
them
it
say
takes,
bad
bro.
Not
ideas.
at all. I want to shame them into giving an honest opinion. What I will really
if it's not working for them listening to you, well, then
people
fucking
just
shame them in
obfuscate
there.
and don't give a straight answer
Whatever
to a straight,
works.
simple question, then I will go after them. If they give an honest answer, even if I don't agree with it, I respect that. And in fact, I think people who watch my show regularly will see that is my position, whether I agree with them or not. I have lots of people on that I don't really agree with. But I find the ones that I have respect for are the ones who give a straight answer to a straight question. So let me ask you a straight question. Let me ask you a straight question.
Sure.
David Duke, the former
Let me ask you a straight question,
dude, from Twitter.
Dude, let me ask you a straight question. David Duke, no Nazi Klan's fucking piece of shit. You know, right now, Steven Crowder's reaction is perfect because it was prefaced with, let me ask you a straight question, which it's not. And why is he bringing up David Duke? You know, and it's like Steve Crowder knows exactly where this is going, and just the sheer hypocrisy and ignorance of Piers Morgan to say what he said. It's almost like, dude, was he intentionally trying to be funny there when he said that? Let me ask you a straight question. Let's go back to that and look at Steven Crowder's response. This is 14 minutes and 25 seconds. 14:25.
Honest answer, even if I don't agree with it, I respect that. And in fact, I think people who watch my show regularly will see that is my position, whether I agree with them or not. I have lots of people on that I don't really agree with. But I find the ones that I have respect for are the ones who give a straight answer to a straight question. So let me ask you a straight question. Let me ask you a straight question.
Sure.
David Duke, the former KKK leader, he's banned from Twitter. Elon Musk hasn't brought him back.
Right.
Should he be allowed to be back on X?
Throw that at me. Really? You just say, I want to ask someone a straight question.
So
you have me here. I'm basically a spec.
My response would be the same one that Steven Crowder's is about to say. I would say, is he calling for violence? Is he breaking laws with his speech? Because if he's like Nick Fuentes, you know, it just depends on if he's violating hate law. You know, is he telling people to go do harm to other people or not?
I don't appear. You want to ask me about David Duke?
Yes. Because he's banned from Twitter.
Should David Duke be allowed back on X?
Yes.
I'm not as familiar with David Duke as I am with Alex, which is why I was able to point out that you cannot prove that he knowingly lied about anything.
No.
If David Duke has called for the violence, look, if David Duke has called for the violence actions of violence against minority groups, then no. If David Duke has espoused horrible points of view that can be refuted, by the way, not only by other people who are on X, but by the community notes on X, and on a platform where people are free to speak on both sides of the aisle, then yes. It doesn't mean that I think he's anything other than a racist prick.
So I'm trying to work out whether you...
Can I make one point?
Yeah.
Can I make one point that I think is very... This is really... And hopefully we can agree on this, because I actually disagree with you that Elon Musk can do whatever he wants with his own platform. It comes down to this. I think, and if you look at the historical record, I think it is far more dangerous for society to engage in a culture of censorship, of viewpoint discrimination, than it is to allow people to speak freely, barring the committing of violent crimes. I think that we see a far worse dystopia in our future if we allow the government and these big tech platforms to determine who can speak and who cannot. And we've seen some very clear examples of this. If you give me 30 seconds, let me lay this out for you. For example, I don't think they have the right to, for example, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Here's
he
one.
Called it
they
Twitter.
benefit from Section 230.
Just called it Twitter.
I know you have a lot of fans in the UK. They may not be familiar with this.
He literally listened to you, Crisby, and just called it Twitter. Good job, bro.
Explain what it means. They're basically treated like public utilities, meaning that they have immunity from liability for someone saying something on their platform. For example, AT&T here in the States can't ban you from their phone service because your racist Aunt Tilly drops an N-bomb after a few drinks at Thanksgiving. They're a public utility. These big tech platforms are treated as platforms where they are not legally liable for what is permitted, but that allows them to engage in viewpoint discrimination, and then there is no accountability. For example, the Hunter Biden laptop story, which we know, and this is why I make all references publicly available, because I want to be held to account, and I will be held to account, would have changed the election if the government was not, and when I say colluding, I mean Joe Biden, Jen Psaki, Kamala Harris, Karen Jean-Pierre, calling for the removal of Joe Rogan from Spotify, calling for the removal of vaccine scientists, by the way, of mRNA vaccine scientists from public platforms. If all information was allowed to be transmitted freely, like the platforms, as they are treated under our legal precedent here and Section 230, guess what? Donald Trump would be president. I'm saying this as a matter of record and fact. Millions of people would not have gotten the mRNA vaccine, specifically men under 30, and lockdowns would have lasted days, weeks, not years. That is irrefutable, but you had the government and these platforms deciding which views were allowed and which views weren't. And I don't think I should be allowed, you should be allowed, and certainly not the government colluding with 5 companies who control over 90% of the information in the digital sphere. It is terrifying to me. You may think I'm an absolutist. I think I'm reasonable.
No, I don't. I actually don't think that's unreasonable at all. In fact, I have written numerous columns about the outrage of the New York Post having that initial expose of Hunter Biden's laptop censored by Twitter, as it was then, for 2 weeks right before the 2020 election. You know, I've said to Donald Trump to his face, never mind the stolen election bullshit you keep trying to pretend happened. I said, focus on that, because that probably swung the election, because it stopped the media investigating properly what was going on with Hunter Biden in Ukraine and what his father's involvement would be. I think that could have swung the election. So I absolutely agree with you.
Let me give you a funny story about it. And not only could it would have, according to Dr. Epstein. Do you realize? Now, I'm a comedian, right? This show, that's why I appreciate you said, hey, you got to chuckle from our segment. Some of it is tongue-in-cheek, and I appreciate that you recognize that and not try and use, you acknowledge that it's a joke, whether it's funny or not. So as a comedian, the host of a comedy show, Rudy Giuliani was on this show.
Listen to this.
The first time
Listen
the
to the
ever saw
impersonation.
Hunter Biden's laptop
Dead on.
was on this show. He brought it up. He goes, I have the laptop here. The FBI came, they searched my offices. They took everything but the laptop. I go, wait. Is that the Hunter Biden laptop? He said yes.
Dude, was that the fucking scariest dead on impersonation? He became Rudy Giuliani like that, bro. You guys want to hear that again? It's uncanny. As far as impersonation goes, you can't tell the difference. So here, let me go back. This is 1904.
Joke, whether it's funny or not. So as a comedian, the host of a comedy show, Rudy Giuliani was on this show, and the first time the public ever saw Hunter Biden's laptop was on this show. He brought it up. He goes, I have the laptop here. The FBI came, they searched my offices. They took everything but the laptop. I go, wait. Is that the Hunter Biden laptop? He said yes. Episode is banned. Suspended from YouTube. Think about that. Think about how terrifying that is. It was an accident.
Oh, it's wrong. It's wrong. Let me ask you, though. Yesterday on your show, you appeared wearing a T-shirt saying Alex Jones was
The whole laptop story turned out to be true. You know? It's like...
I changed my mind.
They were silenced for that.
About?
For talking about it. They weren't allowed to talk about it.
How much time do you have?
Well, are you talking about Sandy Hook?
No, I'm not talking about Sandy Hook. He said he was wrong about Sandy Hook.
Right.
He apologized for Sandy Hook.
When he was sued, he said he was
Eventually, but I'm saying obviously the shirt wouldn't be addressing that. If it's he says I was wrong, it would be awfully daft to
But
wear a shirt saying he was
what are you
right about
alluding
something.
to then?
I'm alluding to, for crying out loud, if you talk about intelligence agencies spying on Americans, if you talk about what we've done with South American countries as allowing the spread of STDs, for which Hillary Clinton apologized for, if you talk about nation building where there have been underhanded deals with nations who don't have our best interests at heart, I mean, it's, you know, take your pick. I don't believe that, for example, George W. Bush was next to the Twin Towers with an Acme plunger. No, I'm not that kind of a conspiracy
You guys like
theorist.
my
But when
hedge?
Alex Jones said, look, you are going to be corralled into social media ghettos and lose
my
your
little
right
hedge
to speak.
that I made.
He was
These
right.
are,
He's right about a
suckers
lot. And I will say
off
this.
the bottom of
He's
the
been wrong
trunk of
about
the tree.
plenty. I am not here to defend
They
everything
flower,
that Alex
too.
Jones has ever said. I'm willing to defend everything that I have said on my program. But that man is exactly who you would expect him to be. He's a friend of mine, and when everyone else tucked tail,
I'm going to turn it into a
I'm
heart.
not going to do that. I'll tell him he's wrong.
It's
I'll tell
gonna
you where I
go
think he's wrong. But that
like
man has a right to
this.
speak,
It'll go,
just like I believe you have the right to speak. And Pierce, if you think they're
all
not
the
going
way
to come
back
for
down.
you, oh my
It'll
word,
be
do
in a
you have
heart.
another
You'll
thing
see, it's
coming?
all
And I
gonna grow
hope that you
in.
don't. I genuinely hope that you
That's
don't.
all going to grow in
I mean,
right there.
I've had people say that I was a hate
That'll all
speaker
grow
because I
in.
said
It'll be
soccer
a
was
big
gay.
heart. It's going to be
I
beautiful.
do. I think so.
You think
Oh, I'm
soccer's
going to cut it into a perfect heart.
Homosexual, yes.
You know what? That's a whole other debate, Stephen Crowder. Let's have a debate about whether soccer
I'm
is
going
gay.
to make it really
And if it
big
is,
on
by
the
way,
monitor
I
in
would-
here so I
I
can
would be
see
happy
it
to embrace
on
its
camera,
homosexual
and I'm going to
side.
trim it.
Well, I know you
While
would. I
looking
know
on the
you would. But
monitor.
with that accent, you have to be careful. People take you seriously. I think it's great. I think it's great if you're a 6-year-old girl.
You guys, I'm cutting this off right here. Let me go back because this is one of the greatest attacks by Stephen Crowder. Dude, I got to give him credit for this. And you guys know I can't stand him as a human being. He's a piece of human garbage. I fucking, if I'm going to hate somebody, this is somebody I fucking hate. Understand that. Him too. I hate both of them equally. But what he does here is he is about to do brain surgery on Piers Morgan. I don't know how far back I have to go, but I don't want to walk over it. You have to listen to this evisceration. I don't know if any of you caught it because I was talking. But he mentions some. Did you guys hear what what Steve Crowder mentions? It is a surgical strike. One of the greatest freaking assaults I have ever seen. You guys didn't watch this. Watch this. Watch what Crowder does to Piers Morgan.
Corralled into social media ghettos and lose your right to speak. He was right. He's right about a lot. And I will say this. He's been wrong about plenty. I am not here to defend everything that Alex Jones has ever said. I'm willing to defend everything that I have said on my program. But that man is exactly who you would expect him to be. He's a friend of mine. And when everyone else tucked tail and they ran, I'm not going to do that. I'll tell him he's wrong. I'll tell you where I think he's wrong. But that man has a right to speak, just like I believe you have the...
Okay. I think it's coming up right here. This is 21 minutes into the video.
right to speak. And Pierce, if you think they're not going to come for you, oh my word, do you have another thing coming? And I hope
agree.
that you don't.
Yes.
I genuinely hope that you don't.
They come
I
for
mean,
everybody.
I had people say that I was a hate speaker because I said soccer was gay. I do. I think so.
You think soccer's gay?
Homosexual, yes.
You know what? That's a whole other debate, Stephen Crowder. Let's have a debate about whether soccer is gay. And if it is, by the way, I would be happy to embrace its homosexual side.
Well, I know you would. I know you would. But with that accent, you have to be careful. People take you seriously. I think it's great. I think it's great if you're a 6-year-old girl or a homosexual from Greece, to quote Nick DiPaolo.
Yeah, you know the difference in our football and your football? We don't wear helmets to protect ourselves. We're real men over here.
You also don't allow contact.
We're real men over here. There's no great padding or great shoulder pads and helmets. We just get stuck into each other, and that's the difference.
You also don't allow
We like to wear
contact.
helmets and carry guns. We just use these guns. But that's a whole other debate as
well,
well.
that's-
Stephen Crowder,
yeah,
I've got to leave it there.
that's-
It's been a good
it's
debate.
kinda obvious,
I've actually
Piers.
enjoyed the tone of this debate. I think it's a really interesting area, free speech.
kinda obvious,
I think
Piers.
ultimately we agree about more things with free speech than
you've
we
got
disagree.
some
But let's
sort
keep the
of
debate
a.
going. Thank you for
Piers
joining me.
Morgan has some sort of a misconception of just visual facts, because he just tried to say that he went like that to Crowder. These guns right in, mate. You know what I mean? No, we don't, Pierce. We don't know what you mean, bro. Like we said, it looks like fucking Crowder's juicing, bro. You got a saggy suit on. Okay, there's saggy suit. Can't fill the suit out. There you go. There's a lot of play left in those biceps, bro. There's a lot of play here. Look, guys. There's a lot of play left in those fucking arms, bro. What's going on there? Those saggy arms, bro. You got some saggy arms. Anyway, this next one is amazing. And I give these guys credit.
Great shoulder pads and helmets. We just get stuck into each other. And that's the difference. Americans
And Academy Awards.
You like to wear helmets and carry guns. We just use these guns. But that's a whole other debate as well. Stephen Crowder, got to leave it there. It's been a good debate. I've actually enjoyed the tone of this debate. I think it's a really interesting area, free speech. I think ultimately we agree about more things with free speech than we disagree. But let's keep the debate going. Thank you for joining me.
Merry Christmas, Pierce. I appreciate it.
And you, all the best.
See, I like that, man. They end on a very friendly note. Now, check this out. This is insanity, guys. This is insanity.
Collect their cases on this show, but never together. So tonight, on our final show of the year, we've invited these two big brains to debate the big outstanding questions on this conflict. How does the war end? Will Israel face repercussions for the scale of its response to October the 7th? Has it committed war crimes? What is the future, if any, for Hamas, for Gaza, and for the prospects of a true Palestinian state? Most importantly, how do we get to peace?
We got to handle it in a cup
Well, I'm now
for me.
joined by the author of The War on the West, Douglas Murray, and by Young Turks founder and Democratic presidential challenger, Cenk Uygur. Welcome to both of you. So I've interviewed you both a lot in this war, but not together. And Cenk, I know you felt the other night when you were debating with other people, it didn't really get into a debate, and I think that's fair enough. And what I'd like to today really is to be almost a referee, if you like, between you two to articulate your views and to see if we can reach any points of consensus. So in that spirit, let me start with you, Douglas. I think you're back in Israel. Is that right?
Yes, I'm in Israel tonight, yeah.
Today it was a sea of other stories have come out in the last few days, which have been concerning, I think. For anyone who, like me, believes that Israel has not just a moral duty to defend itself, but has a fundamental right to do so after what happened on October the 7th. And I've said that clearly from the start. It's always been, for me, the issue of proportionality. And it seems that in the last few days, there have been a number of incidents which really question whether Israel is being precise, as it says it is, or indiscriminate. And I would cite the killing of the 3 hostages. I would cite the killing of the 2 women outside the Catholic Church. I would cite the President of the United States saying that they're using indiscriminate bombing, and so on. Do you, Douglas, notwithstanding your full throttle support of Israel, does anything that's been happening make you think Israel needs to execute this war differently?
No, and I think that most of the people who think they know how to execute this war have never executed a war. Indeed, most people who think they know how the IDF should be running this conflict have never been near a conflict. I'm in Israel tonight. I was in Gaza again yesterday. And the examples that you give, by the way, Piers, I don't see why they show any need to prosecute the war itself differently. I mean, just to take one of them, the first example you give, the absolutely tragic, awful shooting of these 3 hostages as they were coming out. But, you know, some of the spin that's been put on that in the world, apart from the glee, of course, that Israel's enemies can't help expressing, some of the spin on that is almost as if it shows the IDF is sort of so brutal that it even kills Hamas hostages who are Israeli. I just think this is another example of the international media and others just having this astounding lack of empathy for the Israeli people. Can you imagine what it was like for those soldiers who were in Gaza, knowing that at any point there were snipers, there were booby traps everywhere?
Imagine what it's like for the poor guy who pulled the trigger. Did you hear what he just said? Imagine what it's like for the dude who murdered the 3 Israelis. Imagine what it's like for him. Poor guy. Huh? This is called... He talks about spin and narrative. Wow. Do you guys agree with his viewpoint? Or would he be spinning a narrative? Let me know in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat right now if you feel he's spinning a narrative. Give me a 1 in the chat if you think he's spinning a narrative. Is he spinning a narrative already? Drew. Token Tony Z, tropical thing, 111. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Steve Running. Yes, he's spinning a narrative. Already. Think of the poor guy who pulled the trigger. You want to go back and hear that again? I want to hear it again. 3 minutes in.
So brutal that it even kills Hamas hostages who are Israeli. I just think this is another example of the international media and others just having this astounding lack of empathy for the Israeli people. Can you imagine what it was like for those soldiers who were in Gaza, knowing that at any point there were snipers, there were booby traps everywhere, people coming out of tunnels that they've built at British and American taxpayer expenses and attacking them? Can you imagine what it was like for the soldiers who, in that terrible moment, made the life-changing mistake of...
The elite Israeli soldiers, the IDF, who's supposed to be so well-trained and so prepared and so ready. Man, what Jank says, you guys...
shooting 3 people who turned out to be Hamas hostages.
But why would they... But Douglas, on that, why would they shoot anyone who was shirtless and waving an SOS flag? I mean, why would whoever they were, whether they were Israeli hostages or whether they thought they were Palestinians, why would anyone shoot anyone who comes out like that? That's my point.
That'll be a matter for the inquiry into it. But you know, look, it's hardly as if they'd have wanted to have done that. What this demonstrates is, in this incredibly close conflict in a heavily built-up area, people coming out from all sides, firing, shooting, detonating. People make mistakes. Of course they do. That's just a human reality of war, horrible as it is. I don't think... He
didn't make a mistake. He did exactly what he'd been doing, you know, every day for the last fucking however long he's been there for, and what all the other ones are doing too. They're killing everything that fucking basically moves. Without question. That's what they're doing. He didn't make a mistake.
It shows in any way that Israel is prosecuting this war wrongly. As for the main issue of the war is to destroy Hamas. No Israeli of left or right or center believes anymore after October the 7th they can live beside Hamas. Hamas has been given the statelet of Gaza. It was given it in 2006, voted in, then killed their fellow Palestinians in a coup, killed Fatah rivals, and they've run the Gaza for almost 18 years now. And they've produced a new generation of people whose main aim in life, it seems, according to their textbooks and their classes, is to regard Jews as enemies who should be killed. This is just an unbelievable waste, a waste of life on every side. But apart from anything else, a waste of those Palestinian lives, of children who grew up under Hamas's rule, if you can call it that, who have been indoctrinated into becoming sociopaths by a psychopathic terror organization, Hamas.
All right, Cenk, you've been listening to that.
Wow.
Is there anything that Douglas said that you
That was a long time, 5 minutes. He's finally getting a chance to talk.
Not even about the way Hamas has
Says, was there anything he said that you agree with? And Cenk says no.
Has presided over Gaza in the last 18 years.
Yeah. So that's a weapon of mass distraction. It's Israel doing genocide on the Palestinians right now. And there's IDF soldiers singing and in video that the IDF has confirmed about how they're going to wipe out the seed of Amalek. That is a verse in the old Hebrew Bible that talks about exterminating Amalek. So they're talking about genocide against Palestinians. Benjamin Netanyahu has also talked about wiping out Amalek. These are open calls for genocide. What I find stunning, Douglas mentioned stunning lack of empathy. There's 20,000 dead people in Palestine right now in Gaza. Over 8,000 of them are children. When 36 Israeli children were killed by Hamas, the world cried out, and I was brokenhearted over it. 36 poor kids dead in Israel. Now there's over 8,000 dead kids in Gaza. You want to talk about a stunning lack of empathy. 6,400 women slaughtered in Gaza. You want to talk about terrorism? They're dropping unguided bombs, 2,000-pound bombs. Every one of those bombs is an act of terrorism. And the stunning lack of empathy towards Palestinian lives is disgusting. But I want to be clear, it is not shared by all Israelis. The dad of one of the hostages who was killed went on Israeli television and said, stop killing them. And he didn't mean the hostages. He meant the Palestinians.
All right, Cenk, let me just jump in. But before I go back to Douglas' response to this.
Let me reply to that, Piers.
Yeah, I will let you reply to that. On this issue of genocide, do you accept, though, that Hamas's whole raison d'etre when it comes to Israel is genocide? They want to eradicate Israel and kill as many Jews as they can. I mean, they've made no secret of this.
Yeah, so this is really important. So I have no sympathy for Hamas. So I'm not interested in defending Hamas. I think that's nothing but a distraction. Because right now they're not fighting Hamas. They're just killing Palestinian civilians.
Well, they're also killing Hamas terrorists. They are. I mean, they're killing thousands of them.
Barely. No, wait a minute. Barely. But let's go to your main point, okay? So the main point is, well, Hamas threatens X, Y, and Z and has killed 1,200 people on October 7th. So that is why we have to all worry about what Hamas might do.
I don't think it's simple as that.
Hold on, let me finish the point. Let me finish the point. And what they might do if they had infinite power, the kind of power that Israel has. Meanwhile, Israel is actually doing the genocide, is actually preventing a Palestinian state and saying you are not allowed to exist, and if you dare try to exist, we'll kill 20,000 of your children and women.
All right, Douglas, respond to that.
Several things. First of all, anyone who uses the term genocide in this context simply doesn't know what they're talking about, or is a malevolent actor. I don't know if Mr. Uyghur's travelled at all in his life, how far he's travelled, how many conflicts he's seen, but I'd have guessed none. And you clearly know nothing about this particular conflict, and you've obviously seen none of it. The genocide that you describe is such a smear and a libel against the Jewish state. If Israel wanted to commit genocide, I'm sure it could, but it doesn't. It doesn't remotely want to. And people like you and other pro-Palestinian propagandists
guys in denial of what a genocide consists
Israel is
of.
committing genocide in the Gaza. By the way, the weirdest thing about this claim is that the population of the Gaza has grown by 1 million in the last 15 or so years.
Means
so
nothing.
If Israel was
They're talking about now.
genocide, it's either the worst
No.
perpetrator of genocide ever, or
no,
unique
He's talking about the genocide that started since October. Dumbass. Not since the Gazans have existed there. You fucking idiot.
Be poor at performing that task. None of the stats support that ridiculous claim.
They're
It's such a
poor.
weird
Israel's poor
smear
at
of the
creating a
rival of Israel.
genocide.
Secondly,
No, they
of
look
course, you
really
just
good and
rattled off
efficient at it,
Hamas
actually.
figures, as every one of your kind always does. Thirdly, you said that the world cried. You said that the people like you who cover for the Palestinian extremists. Thirdly, you said that the world cried out for the 36 Israeli dead children. No, they didn't, and you know that very well. You know that very well. If you put up a poster to a missing dog in any Western city, that poster stays up. In city after city in America, posters of abducted Jewish children, including a 10-month-old baby, were put up and were ripped down by people who have been indoctrinated into hate of Jews. Nobody would rip down the poster of a missing dog, but from Dublin to Berkeley, they ripped down posters.
Let me ask you a question. If you're in Dublin or you're in fucking Chicago or wherever these posters got ripped down, how does it help them over there that are being held hostage by Hamas in Gaza? Well, like, you think somebody in Dublin's gonna recognize the poster and go, "Oh, I had a dream last night. I know where in Gaza, you know, what tunnel they're holding this hostage in. I know the location." You know, so they're ripping down posters. It's like, this is such a non-point to what they're talking about. I don't know if Cenk addressed it, but I'll address it. It's stupid.
Of abducted Jewish children. So no, I don't think there was
Douglas,
very much care for that
Let me
around
put
the
this to you,
world.
Douglas.
Let me make two other very quick points. Firstly, you said what Hamas might do, as if it was some kind of hypothetical. Hamas showed what they do, what they want to do. It showed it on October the 7th, and its leadership, as I'm sure you very well know, said that they would like to repeat that again and again until they have got rid of every Jew. So, I don't know. I would trust Hamas's word on that rather than your interpretation of what you think they mean when they say that, and your generous interpretation of what you think that means. And finally, as for preventing a Palestinian state, it is nonsense that the Israelis have prevented a Palestinian state. They gave the Gazans a Palestinian state in 2005.
Oh, really?
They gave them a Palestinian
Is that when they did?
state in
Because, you know,
2005 when
it was back in the 40s when they fucking committed genocide against them to get them out of their homes so they could take the land from them. It's funny, right? And then they just recently gave it back.
Jewish person was ripped from their homes in the Gaza by IDF soldiers, and the Palestinian people were given a state. And what did they do? They voted in Hamas, who then killed their fellow Palestinians, never had another election, and used all the billions of dollars of taxpayer funds from the US, UK, and Europe to build terror tunnels and to enrich themselves so they could live the life of luxury in Qatar. Again and again, the reason there is not a Palestinian state is because the Palestinian leadership doesn't want one.
Okay, Douglas,
didn't want one in 1947. It preferred war, and it doesn't want one now.
Douglas, let me put one point to you raised by Queen Rania of Jordan in a new piece for, I think it was the Washington Post. In just over 2 months, she said Israel's turned Gaza into a hellscape. At least 8,000 children have died, more than the death tolls of Pearl Harbor, September the 11th, and Hurricane Katrina combined. These are gigantic and horrendous numbers of children being killed. Do you not have any qualms about the number of children being killed? I mean, does it not suggest that Israel?
I want to hear Queen Rania talking about this as much as I want to hear Queen Camilla or Meghan Markle.
Yeah, it's got whoever's talking about whatever, it's got nothing to do with it. So once again, this guy's he just attacks shit. He's just going after the messenger instead of what was said. He's such a dick.
I mean, it's pathetic.
You're
Queen
pathetic.
Rania is holding on to her own position in Jordan. The only piece of advice she has for anyone is how to marry a king. Queen Rania herself is just playing a very nasty political game. If she cared at all, and I would pose this to all the states in the region, if Jordan cared at all for the Palestinian people, they would take them in.
All
they
right,
would
Jake,
take them in.
let me
They
get
don't
Jake's-
want them.
let me
If
get
the
Jake-
Egyptians wanted them, they'd take them in, but they don't. Do you know why? Because every country that takes in the Palestinians gets terror. It happened in Egypt, it happened in Jordan, it happened in Syria, it happened in Lebanon, it happened in Tunisia, on and on. That's why these people don't really care about their fellow Muslims. They just care about hating Jews.
All right, Jake, your response.
Yeah, so you asked if he cared about 8,000 dead babies, and his answer was no. Queen Rania bothers me, so complete non-answer, because he doesn't care. He doesn't think that Palestinians' lives are worth anything. He just called them all
Well,
terrorists.
it's nice you can put that
and this is what
words
they
into my
always
mouth.
do.
Well, but it's exactly
So
what
hold
you
on,
said.
I let you talk.
No, Jake just portrayed your response to what Pierce asked you perfectly. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I just saw, and we could rewind it, was you did give a non-answer. You talked shit about the messenger, and I even made a comment about it. And you never addressed. And then when he did mention the kids, you went like that.
For a long time, so why don't you shut up for a second? So
you're such
we've
a
got all
courteous
of these
man
dead
as well.
babies. We've got all of these dead babies that this monster doesn't care about. He says keep bombing them. A former intelligence officer said in the Israeli press they're using AI in a program called The Gospel, where he said it's basically a mass assassination factory. And we could all see it with our own eyes. And you can do all the propaganda you want. No one believes your nonsense. We see all the dead women. We see all the dead children. Now Israel has killed 20 times the number of civilians that Hamas killed. So would I want Hamas in charge of Israel? Never, never. I don't trust them, and I don't believe that they would be benign. So all of this propaganda about, people don't mind Hamas. No, we mind Hamas. We terribly what happened on October 7th. And I'm now showing you different Israelis that have said that it's a problem. And I want peace and security for both Israel and Palestine. And this does not get Israel any peace or security. But when you ask the other side, do you mind tens of thousands of civilians that have been murdered, incinerated alive, body parts picked out of rubble, little babies killed over and over again, in what is even the Israeli Prime Minister is referring to as Amalek, meaning an extermination of the Palestinian people. And I must clarify the difference between a genocide and a Holocaust. A genocide is when you target a specific people and kill a lot of civilians. Srebrenica, where 6,000 people were killed, was considered a genocide. So it doesn't mean you try to murder every single person in that
Jake, let me ask
race.
you.
That is a Holocaust.
Okay,
But
Jake, let me reply.
Wait, one second.
Every definition.
Before I go to Douglas, Jake, one question. You want to get rid of Hamas too, as does Douglas, as do I. If you don't do it the way that Israel is currently doing it, given that they live amongst the population, how else do you do it?
Right, young click?
Yeah, there's an excellent way to do it, and there's the right way to do it. So let me explain. So war, this guy talks about, I love war. I go to all the conflict zones. So by watching it and rooting on for more death, I know something about conflict. You know nothing. So here's what reality is. War gets you more war, but peace actually works. So when Israel did a peace deal with Egypt, not only were the Egyptians safe, but the Israelis became safer. That peace deal has held for decade after decade. So how do you do a peace deal in this case? What you do is you do the two-state solution now, and you do it with the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank. And if you then have a Palestinian state, the Palestinian Authority would have the credibility to drive out Hamas from Gaza. That is a realistic plan for both peace, security for Israel and the Palestinians, and driving out Hamas. The idea that you're going to kill 20,000 more civilians, 200,000 more civilians in Gaza, and it's going to drive out Hamas.
Okay, let Douglas
answer that.
Let Douglas respond to that.
First of all, I mean, your other guest, I mean, I don't know what kind of a creature he is. He's a kind of low-grade thug, as far as I can see. He's listened to nothing I've said.
Yeah, I know, because I'm Muslim. That's what you call all Muslims.
I'll tell you. No, it's not that at all. It's not that at all. I just think that I think you're just a very low-rent racist. But anyway, let me just get on to it. You say first of all, I don't care about the death of Palestinian children. Yes, I do care. I care very deeply about it. But I also know that the responsibility for their deaths lies on Hamas, which has misgoverned their society for the last 16 years and now has been leading the country into being in a war with Israel. So yes, it's on Hamas this. As for seeing wars, by the way, I just mentioned about seeing wars because as far as I can see, you're very ill-travelled as well as rather ill-lettered and ill-spoken. And I mention that I cover wars and go to wars because I happen to think myself that it's worth seeing things with your own eyes, including things that you don't particularly like, but you report the truth. I don't know if you ever even leave your own bedroom. And I can tell already that you don't because you've already said something that demonstrates you know nothing about this conflict. You have just demonstrated it in the following terms. You said that this is why we need to push for a two-state solution and give legitimacy to the Palestinian Authority. I'll tell you something you don't know because I guess you spent no time in the West Bank, have you? I'll tell you something you probably don't know. The Palestinian Authority, Fatah, celebrated the 7th of October massacres. I'll give you another fact which demonstrates you know nothing about this and clearly haven't ever visited any Palestinians in the West Bank as I have. If there was an election tomorrow in the West Bank, the reason why there isn't one is because if there was an election tomorrow in the West Bank, Hamas would win. So your idea of a two-state solution, I'm afraid you are so out of date and you really should leave your bedroom. Because in this region, nobody thinks that there is a two-state solution on the table because there is not a viable negotiating partner. But I just want to make one other main point. You have gone on and on tonight, throwing accusations out against the Jewish state, against me. It's the sort of thing you do. I know you're a sort of
you're
sort
the
of
one
online
doing it.
pugilist and think you can run for office and good luck with that. But I'd just like to point out that you only really get animated if the Jews are involved. And I can tell that for the following reason. I mean, your surname's Uyghur, isn't it? 1 million Uyghur Muslims in China have been put in concentration camps in the last decade. And people of your ilk never really care about that, do you? Because it's not the Jews doing it, it's the Chinese Communist Party. At the moment, 1 million people who are in Pakistan at the moment, who are your fellow Muslims and who happen to be Afghan, and I don't think you care about them, do you? 1 million Afghans are currently being forcibly deported from Pakistan to Afghanistan. You don't care about that. You're not riled up about that. You're not riled up about what the Janjaweed are currently doing in Sudan, where thousands and thousands of people are being attacked by the Islamist militia there. You don't care about any of that. You get exercised and you rile up what little base you have of malcontents because you're riled up when the Jews do anything.
All right,
it's
Cenk.
perfectly obvious.
Okay, Cenk, your response.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, my last name is Uyghur. We're named after the Uyghur Turks in China. And have we talked about that on the Young Turks?
Spoken up then.
Yes. Yes, we've talked about it endlessly, but you don't know that, and you don't watch the show.
Shame
you just
nobody
make
watches
things
your
up.
show.
So
Nobody does watch your show.
Yeah, well, okay, again, you're interrupting me when I
Personal
was
attacks.
kind enough
That's all
to
the
let
guy's
you
got now.
do
Because
go on
Jake
with
has
your mad
destroyed him.
ramblings. So how nobody watches the show. We have 5 billion views a year. I don't know what piddling outfit you're on, or what little Substack or whatever the hell you write on. So the reason we're incredibly popular is we fight for all. We fight for shut up. We fight for all innocent civilians. So yes, we've covered all of those conflicts. Yes, I'm against fundamentalist Islam, no question about it. I'm against fundamentalist religions of all kind. In terms of every right-wing supporter of Israel, their only tactic is, hey, don't look at the 8,000 murdered children. Don't look at the 6,400 murdered women. Don't look at the fact that all the hospitals in northern Gaza have been shut down. Don't look at the fact that 4 out of 5 people in northern Gaza are starving right now, and half the people in southern Gaza are starving. Instead, anti-Semite, anti-Semite. Now, wait a minute. I just told you how much I want peace and security for Israel, how much I hated what happened on October 7th. What you don't know is I started the Young Turks with 2 Jewish friends. And so the whole program is both Jews and Muslims. You know nothing. You know nothing. I have Jewish family and friends. Why in the war, God, as they go to Israel, I want them to be safe, okay? So I have shown empathy for all civilians throughout everything I have ever done. But all you have is hatred. Oh, he's an anti-Semite. Kill the Muslims. Kill the Palestinians. And once we kill them, by the way, we'll blame them for it. Israel had to murder all those babies in Palestine because Hamas made us do it. Then why are you listening to Hamas? Why are you letting Hamas drive your agenda? Well, you don't have to kill those civilians. It's a mass assassination factory.
We are, 9 weeks into this war. 20,000 people, according to the Hamas-run health authority, but the numbers have not been questioned by other official bodies. 20,000 people so far have died on the Palestinian side. And it is estimated from the IDF that they say they've killed 7,000 or so Hamas terrorists. That number's not been verified, but if you take that as being accurate, that's 20% of the estimated number of Hamas terrorists that exist. Therefore, there's 80% still to be eliminated, which at this rate would take another 8 to 10 months and would lead to potentially several hundred thousand civilians being killed.
Those Hamas soldiers are all over the world, dude.
All of Gaza being obliterated,
so stupid,
with nowhere for the 2 million who've been displaced to go back to. So my question for you is, if this is the game plan by Israel to finish Hamas right to the last terrorist, what is left after that? They talk about the day after the war. What does it look like? Who runs Gaza? Where do these people go back to live? In other words, what actually happens if Israel is successful, however long it takes, in eliminating Hamas?
Well, first of all, I just have to add, you quite rightly said it, Piers, that the figures you gave are Hamas figures, and we do have to treat them with more than a grain of salt. As for, again, my counterpart here goes on about the deliberate genocide of children and women. I mean, I know, and this is the sort of thing I think you do. You sort of claim that there are bombs being deliberately dropped on children and old women. Why would Israel want to drop bombs deliberately on children or old women?
Well, that's what they're doing.
It's just a shame you don't get out and see anything.
You don't have to. They're
the
doing
Israelis do an incredibly careful campaign before bombings to try to make sure that civilians are warned to leave areas that are about to be attacked. Everybody knows that. Everybody in the region knows that. It's a shame that that fact hasn't got to you. As it happens, the whole question you raised, Piers, is a very, very complex one. I don't have the answer. I don't believe anyone does have the answer about the day after. Nobody wants to rule the Gaza.
They're so careful, that's how they killed 20,000 people.
Left, as I say, in 2005 to the last Jew. They were all taken out of their houses.
I wonder what careless looks like.
Israel doesn't want to rule the Gaza. Now, who can rule the Gaza? Hamas clearly cannot, because they set it up as a terrorist state-led. Can some Fatah-like authority be encouraged to take it over? Possibly. Possibly. I spoke to one Palestinian analyst earlier today who said that actually, just as I said earlier, that an election in the West Bank today would elect Hamas, perhaps an election tomorrow, if it was to happen, and I'm not sure if that's going to be a good idea, might even actually elect not Hamas Palestinians to power, but it's a heck of a risk. The reality is that the only solution to Gaza that anyone can see, I can imagine, is that it has to be a solution which involves multiple players in the region.
Okay, Google. What percentage of 2 million is 20,000? %. They've wiped out 1% of the Gazan population.
The question of the Gaza is a very complex question. It used to be ruled by Egypt, used to be run by Egypt. Can Egypt have a role? In my view, it has to have a role. Can Jordan be involved? In my view, yes, it has to have a role. Can the Gulf states, including those who've been pumping money to Hamas, have some kind of role? Yes, I would hope so. It cannot be Israel's task alone to deal with the question of the Gaza. It has to involve multiple players in the region, but there's one kicker to that, which is that none of the Arabs in this region that I'm sitting in care a jot about the Palestinians. They really do not. If they did, for all of their talk, they would have done something. They would not have decided to keep the Palestinians out, as they have in country after country. Queen Rania can invite the Gazans into Jordan. She can invite the West Bank Palestinians into Jordan. She doesn't. Egypt could open its border with Gaza. It doesn't. The Egyptian border with Gaza is firmer and more closely locked than the Israeli ones. There are Gazan workers who, until the atrocities of October the 7th, every day were going through the Eretz crossings and others to work in Israel and to earn a decent living. Were there workers going in daily into Egypt? No,
because the Egyptians don't want Palestinians in their country. So the only solution is a regional one, but I'm afraid in this region there are very few people who care about the Palestinians.
Okay, Douglas, you had the first word. Cenk, I'll give you the last one. I want to preface it by saying that it's been reported today, and this is coming from Hamas's statements apparently, picked up by newspapers in America, that there was a new hostage deal offered, which was that Hamas were asked, will you release the 40 women and children you still have captive in return for a week-long ceasefire, and they apparently have rejected that. So I think that when we talk about behaviour on both sides, the mere fact that there are still 40 women and children in the clutches of Hamas, and God knows what they're doing to those poor women, that should be noted too. There are still innocent people being held in the most appalling conditions by Hamas, and that is also motivating Israel's response. But
Right.
I'll give you the last word, Cenk.
Yeah. So I wish to God that they would release those women and children. I think it's immoral to keep them. It's wrong in every way. But Israel kills more than 40 women and children every single day, all completely innocent. Look, even if you take IDF's outlandish numbers of 7,000 Hamas fighters killed, that means their kill ratio of civilians to fighters is still worse than Hamas's. And they have now killed 20 times the number of civilians that Hamas has killed. So when Douglas talks about driving them into Egypt or Jordan, that's just ethnic cleansing. They live in Gaza. So if you push them out and they say, well, you're all Arabs anyway, why don't you just go live somewhere else in the region? That's the definition of ethnic cleansing. That is outrageous. And he says it with blithely, with no concern, because Palestinian lives don't matter. And you ask them, hey, how many Palestinians can you possibly kill? And he never answered the question. So the reality is you cannot kill your way out of this conflict. The more that they kill, the more. What do you think that the Palestinians are going to feel? What would you feel if your family was butchered, if their heads were crushed by a bomb that was dropped on a building, if they were lit on fire by the bombs that were dropped? What would you do? You'd fight back the rest of your life. And then they are permanently occupied. And now Netanyahu says he was proud that he prevented a Palestinian state and that he will continue to prevent a Palestinian state. He is not a partner for peace. He profits from war. His whole career is about perpetuating war, not just to murder Palestinians, but it keeps Israel unsafe for eternity. So the whole point of Israel is to be a safe haven for oppressed Jews throughout the world. It cannot be a safe haven as long as you're imprisoning 5 million Palestinians and saying, we are never, ever going to let you go. And if you ever dare oppose us, we will kill your women and children. It's disgusting.
They're not in prison.
It's not what Israel was meant to do.
I'd urge you again, Cenk, leave your bedroom sometime and come to this region and see it for yourself.
Hey, I thought I was supposed to get the last word. This idiot's talking about bedrooms.
Hey,
you care about the babies. You care about the women. Douglas, why don't you admit you don't care about dead Palestinian babies, dead Palestinian women, because you don't mind it. Israel, you say right or wrong, no matter how many people they have murdered, no matter how many kids they have crushed to death, you don't care because you don't care about human beings. All you want is some sort of warmongering Israeli state, U.S. state, etc.
All right, I've got to wrap it up. I've got to say, listen, I think we actually had a very. I found it
super evil.
You
don't mind the deaths of all those thousands of people.
Let's not descend.
Warmongering.
Jake, let's not descend into this. I actually think, with a few exceptions, we had a good debate there, right? I understand passions run high. I think it's a shame whenever I do these debates when it gets ad hominem in the way that it has occasionally tonight. But I do think we've also had some really smart takes from both sides about what is going on and where we need to get to. I think we can all agree on one thing. We all want to end up with peace here somehow. It's going to be horrendously difficult.
We do.
It's very complicated.
That's not true.
But I do think I don't actually think, knowing both of you as I do, I don't believe the charge that neither of you care is true. I think you do care about all the lives that are being lost.
It's just a lazy smear.
And I think that we should start from an acceptance we all care and then try and be more constructive. But listen, I thank you both for joining me. I wish you both a Merry Christmas. I'll
Thank
see you
you,
both,
Piers.
no doubt, in the new year. And
Merry
I thank you
Christmas
both.
to you, Piers,
I thank
and
you
to
both for
Jack.
your regular contributions to the show, particularly since this
Look at this
war started,
cunt.
because I really
What a
do
little
appreciate it,
cunt,
and I want to
bitch.
hear both sides. And I think
Yeah,
you
you
both
come
articulate
off
your
smug
cases
like that,
extremely
dude.
powerfully. So
Keep
thank you
doing
both very
that.
much.
Keep doing that fake fucking smile bullshit. Idiot. Anyhow, thanks for watching my show. Hope you guys had fun. Love y'all. Take care. Peace. Bitcoin is at 43.5. Harmony is at 22. 48. 2211. My bad. 2211. All right. That's great, man. We're too fucking crazy. 22, man. I gotta check that. Let's check a couple things here. The all Harmony purchases are at profit of 12,500, guys. 12,500 profit. My percentage profit on that buy of 34,000 is 36%. That 34,500 is now worth 47,000. Beautiful. Let's see what's up with Solana. Solana is up almost 400%, guys. My Solana is almost up 400%. Holy shit, you guys. The $1,200 I put in is now worth $6,187. And let's look at we did the single Bitcoin purchase. The single Bitcoin purchase. Oh shit, my main portfolio is about to hit 6,000, guys. Which will put it at probably about 480,000 or something. For real? I don't know. Maybe really? No way, dude. Dude, is my portfolio up that high? There's no way. What am I looking at? I thought maybe that was the overview. The overview's at 782,000. Oh my god. Overview. Solana. I wonder how Pepe's doing. My Harmony's doing really well. It's worth $100,000 in Harmony. 100,000 in Harmony. That's accurate too. That's close to being right. And then the Bitcoin is not accurate. It's more like 6 Bitcoins, not 8.5. So there's a big discrepancy there. I'd like to fix that, man. Okay, we're gonna find out what's going on here. Oh. $600,000, guys, just like that. Boom. God damn. Holy shit, man. This is the highest it's ever been. This is the highest my portfolio's ever been. And it's not 600, but still. Standardized. I've got my standards. I now have over $300,000 worth of Bitcoin. I could just call that 303,000. 303, that's easy to remember. 303. Three. I got $308,000 in Bitcoin. 308. That's what I got. Jesus Christ, dude. The harmony's way up. Holy shit, dude. I'm at over $360,000 for real in offline crypto that I'm tracking so far. So it's over half this now. It's over half that number. It's gone down as far as the comparison goes, but and I knew it would. As this gets higher, it'll get further away from where I'm really at. But where I'm really at goes up too. So, $360,000 offline for right now, and I still got some more to add in. I don't know if that includes the harmony or not. That's what I got to look at next. Let's see. That's yeah. It doesn't include some other harmony I got. Yeah, so I have to check. I got to add the harmony in now too. Holy shit. Should I restore the unopened pages and see what I had open? That'll be fun. Restore. Okay, that's cool. What? Oh my god, it just happened to open one of the pages I needed. Holy shit. That is fucking crazy. That is so funny. Okay, I already added that in. Right? Because that's... Wait, man. This stuff right here... that doesn't show up over here, man. $2,000 of Matic. Yeah, that's not added in over here. Jeez, there's more, dude. Oh my god. I'm so confused right now. Okay, I'm going to leave this out for now, but let me check. I don't know where I don't, maybe I don't have any polka dot at all. Maybe fucking Celsius got it all. Motherfuckers. Fucking cunts. Let me see here. It's gonna be yes. Wow. Okay. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. So do I add that in or not? I don't know, man. I think I do. I don't see any of that on there. Staked Ethereum. No, I'm going to add that in. Dude. Oh my god. I got $459,000 of crypto, guys. So that's a 600. It's really 459. Let's say 460. Let me refresh. Should I refresh that? Oh my god. 600, 273, 601. Oh my god, dude. I can't even keep up with it anymore. Dude, it's almost 500,000 in crypto, bro. Oh my god, this is all happening right now because Harmony went up to 2 cents. I told you guys when Harmony did this, it was going to be crazy. And I can't believe this is all Harmony doing this. But Harmony, I remember Harmony was at like 60,000. Now it's at 101. My overall portfolio, though, let's look at that. Dude, my all-time profit is finally in the positive, man. Plus $5,000. It went right past zero, man. I didn't even notice it. Holy shit. My all-time profit, man. Look. All-time profit. Oh my God, that's my whole portfolio. That's that fucked up portfolio. It's not all correct, but it's you know, I've got 400. Well, now it's probably $460,000 in crypto because that went up to 601. So thanks, Token Tony Z. Oh my God, my head is fucking exploding right now. I wonder how many people are going to try to get out of the market when they start realizing how much money they have. It's like, hold. You know, I didn't spend all this money to make $5,000 and have to pay a third of what I pull out in taxes, you know, whatever they get you at, you know. It's like nowhere near. And Celsius still is supposed to pay me some money, that I add to this. So it goes from $4.59 supposedly, give or take. Let's just say $50,000, you know, in crypto or something like that. So at $4.50, it would be it'd be over $500,000. I will be over $500,000 at that point. And then we see what Harmony does. Now that Harmony has gone to 2 cents, I wonder how many people are going to buy because they know it's going to go to 4 and 5 cents now, you know. I wonder if the market cap's going to go up on Harmony. Market cap right now is oh shit. Dude, the market cap is 305. Holy shit. Dude, the market cap has gone up 19% on Harmony. Okay, Google. Market cap definition in crypto.
According to LinkedIn, market cap equals current price of an asset x total number of assets in circulation. In the context of cryptocurrencies, this translates to market cap of a cryptocurrency equals current price of the coin x total circulating supply. Let's illustrate with a hypothetical example.
I have no idea. I'm still like, dude, I know it's all about the market cap. And if dude, Harmony's up 8. What are we on the 1 day? Dude, it's up 8% in the 1 day. What do you think it's up on the 7 day? 57%, guys, on the 7 days. A week ago, if you had bought Harmony, your investment would have gone up 57%. A week ago. Let's go back a month. 63%. Let's go a year. 101%. When I was telling you all to buy. It's all happening right now. Holy moly. Noise. Great call. Market cap's total number of coins, current price. So if price goes up, market cap goes up. It's total number of coins times the current price. Market cap goes up as... So, holy shit. I saw this calculator that does market cap. If like, what would Harmony be at if it was at the market cap of Polygon? And it said Harmony would be at like fucking 4 cents or something. And I was like, yeah, but what dictates that? You know, what is it possible that that could happen? Because I would think Polygon Matic's market cap would be in the billions, you know, and this one is a third of a billion. So we can go through these right here. Matic. Huh, I don't know what I just did. Add to my first watch list. Dude, what is about to happen? Let's just check everything. Polka dot. I don't hold any polka dot. I'm pretty sure. Let me check my Ethereum wallet. Nope, I don't see any. Psst. They fucking raped me. It was all sitting on Celsius, I bet, dude. Every last polka dot coin I had, I bet. My average buy price, though, was $30, so, you know, profit loss is horrible on it. Oh, man, dude. That supposedly gets converted into Bitcoin and sent back to me. You know, at 69% on the dollar. We'll see. So, God, dude, Harmony's still just rocking. I told you guys this was going to happen, too. I put my money where my mouth was. Yeah, right on. Harmony's my one, man. It's not too late to buy Harmony. It's gonna keep going up, guys. This is just the beginning. So consider, I mean, I'm watching my Harmony just explode, man. I figured it out, you know, a while back. I was like, if it goes up to this much, this is how much I'll have. But let's just do it, right? It's easy. My Harmony coins equal, oh, these are out of order. Holdings. Here we go. My Harmony, I've got 4.5, give or take, million Harmony 1 coins. So if Harmony goes up to $1, I'll have $4.5 million of Harmony. That was easy, right? If Harmony goes up to 50 cents, I'll have $2.25 million worth of Harmony. If Harmony goes up to 25 cents, I'll have $1 million worth of Harmony. And if Harmony goes up to 13 cents, I'll have, what, a quarter? A half mil worth? So right now it's worth $100,000. But I put 31. Well, no, it says profit loss 31,000. I don't know how much Harmony I bought, how much it's cost me. Profit loss 31. Holdings 101. I would have to subtract 31 from the 101 to see how much money I put in. Right? So like I bought like $60,000 worth of Harmony. That's how that is. Somebody else could have the exact same amount of Harmony and paid $6 for all of it. Imagine that. Somebody who got on real early, you know. Matic is at 90 cents. God, I'm so sad about my polka dot, dude. Because, I mean, now it would be worth shit, but it was $1,000 worth. I just... pisses me off, dude. The prices have gone up so much to buy anything now. It's a hot market, bro. It is a fucking falling pennant pattern, guys, for sure. Look at that. See the flagpole, see the flag falling down. It's going to go up, and it's going to go up high like that probably did. It's going to do that again. I would say buy, you know, buy something right now before it goes up. You know, because I think it's going to go up again. I've been wrong before. It's at 43.5. I would say it's going to go up. You know, 44. You know, it's on its way to 44, man. You know, I already bought $200 worth. People invested in NVIDIA are doing really well, huh? It's doing better than Bitcoin. I'm sure a lot of people are pulling profit right now. It would be a good idea if people are invested in some of these altcoins to pull some profit out. A lot of people talk about taking out exactly how much they put in and leaving in just the profit, or vice versa. If you're the hodler mentality, man, you know, some of these aren't supposed to last forever, whatever, but if you're the hodler mentality and you're just using it as a store of value, you're assuming it's just going to keep the store of value and even increase in value. Eventually work its way up to $1 billion, you know, a Bitcoin. $1 billion Bitcoin. 567. 568. This is worth watching right here. 591. You guys ready? The ripples are just about played out. 597. Here we go, guys. 597, 595.99, and a 15 quarter to 2, 5, 609 and 15 2, 2 and a 610, 5 and a 15 quarter to 5, 43, 610, 5 and a 15 quarter to 5 and a 15 609 03, 2 and a 15 quarter to 5 and a 2 and a 15 610, 16, 5 and a 15 609 89, 5 and a 15 610 12, 2 and a 15 610 12, 5 and a 43 610 12, 5 and a 15 10, 5 and a 15 610, and a 63, 2 and a 15 11, 5 and a 6 11 78, 2 and a 15 10. We're above 600. 613. So it's trying to break out of this falling flag pattern, which is what it's gonna do. So get ready for it. It did it before when I told you it was gonna do it, and it's gonna do it now. Let's see what Harmony's doing real quick. It says 22.25. $6.12. You think we're gonna see a breakout of this pennant pattern? It is definitely trying to get out of the pattern it is in, man. I mean, it's still got a ways to go to get above it. And remember, we've seen this before and then just drop. So that could happen too. It'd be so fun to have like a short on one service and then a long on another one. You know? And just play both sides and whichever one goes. Cancel out the other one. 620. Dude, 620 is good. Oh, there goes 636, guys. It's a breakout. It's a breakout. 642. This is it. This is a breakout because it's got above that pennant pattern. Here, look. See? That's a falling flag pattern, and it's going up. So that's beautiful. Let's see if it can hold it. And let's see what Harmony does. 630. Okay, 2232 Harmony. 2231 Harmony. Bitcoin's at 631. 636. Breaking out upwards. This is the prediction right here, right? Does Bitcoin do bad historically around Christmas? I wouldn't think so. I would think people are, someone got, offline wallet for Christmas. Someone got, some Bitcoin, so they're looking into it and buying more. Someone got some money, and they finally have a chance to take that money and purchase crypto with it. So they're like, yeah, I just got $500 for Christmas, and I'm going to go buy some fucking Bitcoin. 638. We are breaking outwards. Now, we could track this on TradingView, but I don't know how what it's going to look like over here. If we get that pennant pattern. This is, we got to put it on, the guy told me to put it on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, this is it. Okay, great. So we could go from here and give me a line tool and go from here and go across. We can even go from here and say we are breaking out above there. And then I don't know where the flagpole is. If we could shrink this down just a little bit, is there like a these are minutes, right? Here we go. There's that flagpole. There's the flag right there. We could take it all the way from the top of the flag, guys. Here, look at this. Now, if we do this, that's where they, you know, if you want to go with those, you can. But the rule is generally to kind of split the difference. So we are right on the cusp, so to speak. Let's get the bottom of this flag, this descending flag. We'll take it from the bottom right here and just go with this. And there is our pennant pattern right here, our channel, falling channel off of a pennant. And we'll shorten this up so you can really just kind of see it, you know? And that is basically a pennant, a falling pennant, or a falling wedge, or a falling channel pattern. Falling patterns almost always result in a breakout upwards. When it gets over that blue line, it should go. So we are right there, ready to do it, man. I would say 650, and it's going. When it hits 650, boom, it's going to be above that blue line. And we'll go back to it and look at it if it hits 650. It's having some resistance here, guys, for sure. 644.69. Just remember 644.69 for right now. That was a bounce down. It's going back into the channel, man. That's not good. So that's a rejection. That's typical. We'll go back to our chart. Yeah, you can see it's a rejection. It's a red candle rejection, I guess. So that's a falling sign, a signal that it's going down. What did I say? I can't remember. 650? It's got to get to 650. It's got to fight to get up there, man. I can't remember what we saw it get up to. Like 644, 69, I think it was. Hey, Kevin. Does Bitcoin do bad? Yeah, okay, so we already saw that. Hutch told me you were live, so I'm just hi, having conversations, and what do you know, you weren't there. There are times it got me. Hutch, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Are we live? Yes, we're live. What's up, yo, Hutch? I see you. I see you, bro. I'm good, man. In fact, I'm out of here. I've been here for a long time. 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm done. But, you know, I stayed because this market is crazy right now, and I'm making a lot of money. I want to share that with you guys. It's doing really well, and everything I told my audience a year ago is happening. I said, just be patient, blah, 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 and now, you know, my Harmony's worth $100,000. So, yes, hashtag keep it open. But yeah, I really got to get out of here, guys. So I will see you guys. How many thumbs ups did I get? 9? I only got 9 thumbs ups? My goodness. For a hashtag keep it open, man, I'd want more than 9 thumbs ups. I would hope everybody would give me a thumbs ups. 9. Still 9. 9. 9. 9. How many thumbs ups do y'all see? It's only showing me 9. 10? Hey, you got 10. Hey, you got 10 over there. Look at this. I got 9. You got 11. You see 11. Okay, that'll stay for a little bit. That's good. Double digits. Who knows? Maybe more notifications will go out now. But we're watching this Bitcoin, man. We're watching Harmony and Bitcoin, man. It's fucking crazy, man. Look, Bitcoin went back down, guys. We needed 650, and it just fell. Totally fell. Bitcoin has fallen. But there's a double bottom. W. There's a W, guys. So, that's a good sign, man. Lots of double bottoms. It just formed on the 24, a very small double bottom. Also a Bart Simpson formed. We got a Bart Simpson head. You glad my Bitcoin paid off? Thank you, Kepper. I'll smoke to that, bro. Because I know you want to smoke. You're smoky. You want to smoky man? You want to smoky man? You want to smoke it up? You want to smoke it up? Smoke it derby? Derby? You smoke it derby? Alright, we're gonna do it. Everybody gave me a thumbs up, huh? I still only see 9. I don't know why. Oh, now I see 10. Now I see 11. I had to unclick it and then re-click it. I see 11, guys. 43,682. It's nowhere near 43,682 where it was. Come on now. And where was Harmony at? 2242. And now Harmony is at 22. It's down. They're both down. Down in the Dow. The Dow is down. We're down in the Dow. The Dow is down. Roman's numeral. Down in the Dow. It's down. It's down in the Dow. It's down. Yeehaw. What? Okay, have fun. All right, love you. Drive safe. Okay, we're going to go with 227.30. 227.20. Hey, I'm changing it up. I'm taking a license here. I'm taking a license. I'm taking a license, everybody. 227.20. That's what we're doing. 227.20. We're dropping a dab. Hey, you wanna? You wanna? Would you like to do that? You wanna do that? All right, no longer gunning cannabis. Cheers, Hutch, Dave Campione, Kepper, Token Tony Z, Tropical Thing, Young Click. Would you like to smell him out? always have a problem with that. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. It's like I think I might have an intonation problem there. The string might have to be. Started drinking by myself. Three straight days. Three straight days. Yeah, 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 yeah. Got to make it through, no matter what it takes. I'm gonna make it through. Ooh, three strange days. Yeah. Closed my eyes and I woke up on the ocean, floating on my back, staring at the gray. It was completely still, except the pound of my bringing me back to life from three strange days. Three strange days. Three strange days. Worrying you're not liked. How till you break? Yeah, because you smile. But how much can you fake? An ordinary boy, an ordinary name. But ordinary is just not good enough today. I'm thinking why, well, Superman's dead, well, living in my head, well, just a laugh instead. Are you worried about the weather? Now you should hey, round, round, you worry about your faith, how long till you break? You're happy you're in love, you found someone to hate, an ordinary girl, an ordinary waste, but ordinary is just not good enough today. Alone, 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 alone. I'm thinking why, well, Superman's dead, well, I'm living in my head, well, just laugh instead. Are you weather you take it? You worry about the weather, now you should have round, round, Doesn't anybody ever know? Doesn't anybody ever know? Doesn't anybody ever know that the world's a subway, hey. Subway, hey, that doesn't end, it doesn't end, it doesn't the world's a subway, hey. And the world's a subway. Thank you for listening. You're listening to Nay's Garden. That's Nay's Garden on Twitter, and of course, Nay's Garden on Rumble. Yourself in, pretty tight, almost every night. But now I might be mistaken. Done. The thick of destiny is shattered. it's some cold blue steel. No, it's in a cold blue steel. Cruising down the in my V8 4, yeah, cruising down the highway in my V8 4. Oh yeah, I had my shine, New York. No, I had my sideburns lowered with my New York brim and my door to display. But it came in trouble 'cause the boy I made in my bag. I'm nationwide. Yes, I'm bad. Oh yeah, I had a they're sporting short dresses, wearing high heel shoes. They're smoking Lucky Strikes and wearing nylons too. 'Cause they're bad. Yeah, they're bad. Oh yeah. Well, I was rolling down the highway in my cold blue steel. I had a man in the front and a musician out. We're going downtown in the middle of the night. We're laughing and we're joking and we're feeling alright. And we're back 'cause we back. The nationwide. My fingers are so numb. That's why it sounds so fucked up. Because I can't even press my fingers down on the strings right now. Because they feel like little springs. I've been pressing too hard. It's just, I need a new guitar, man. I need a new guitar. It's got to be all new. I need a Paul Reed Smith. Because we're bad. Nationwide. fun little lick to play right there, and it's actually easy. Because your fingers just kind of naturally fall that way. So it's not really hard to finger that. And you're just doing this with your strings. Hitting one string and then another string, one string and then another string, one string and then another string. Once you realize that's all you're doing, you're not even thinking about it. Those double stops become very simple. Wow. using like these two pickups built into this freaking guitar. I can't believe the tone. That's like some goddamn Santana shit. Okay, that's easy. God damn, dude, I love the tone of this. studio fade. It's talent. It's a gift. I got it. Why can I never get the flanger to work for me? Come on, baby. Oh, it's the wrong. I see. I get it. There it is. There it is. I can barely hear. I can really hear the flanger though. Dude, I'm not trying to turn it down. Why does it get quiet? I don't understand why I don't hear the flanger. I hear it breathing, but it doesn't sound like it's affecting my guitar sound. I don't hear it. I don't hear it affecting the sound of the guitar. I hear it breathing. It's so weird. It's weird. It's a weird sound. I don't understand what the point of this knob is. that. It sounds so cool. But it's still wrong. Not the sound I'm looking for. I don't understand why. Am I pressing? That's not bad. That speeds it up. So I want it slow and wide. And I want a lot of it. And then I want to hear the notes go through that. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide, like a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide, like a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova in the sky. Wake up the dawn and ask her why. She dreams a dream, she never dies. Wipe that tear away now from your eye. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide, like a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide, like a champagne supernova, champagne supernova. 'Cause we don't believe that we're gonna get away for the summer. But you and I Dude, that sound was great. Did you guys hear that shit? That's what I was talking about, getting that breathing sound. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerers of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed mind. Oh, Lord, yeah. Politicians hide themselves away. They all now started this war. Why should they know how to fight? They leave that up to the poor. Yeah! Time will tell us where the power lies. Making war just for fun. Treating people just like pawns in chess. Wait till judgment day comes. Yeah! Now when darkness world stops turning, ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power. Hand of God has struck the hour. Day of judgment, God is calling. On their knees, the war pigs crawling, begging mercy for their sins. Satan laughing spreads his wings. But Lord, yeah! Dude, that sounds crazy. Super powerful. Low bass. It's just shaking the seat right price for my loyalty. So when you taste it, babe, and swallow the pride, don't look at me to take your blame. When you're willing to render to the guilt you conceive, there's a look at your conscience and blaming me. When the truth is the answer to the guilt you conceive, you blaming no others, but you're blaming me. Yeah. both of those lines at the same time, bro. Watch me. That's what I do. I learn how to play shit at the same time. I will work on that one. That's a new one for me. You know, this one was one of my... This is one of my favorite ones that I do. When I'm going like... I already played this earlier, but it's... What's up, America? Alright, you guys have a good night. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the later show. Bye. Enjoy your Christmas days and your families and just hanging out, whatever you're doing. Even if you're just chilling like me. Just chill. Just chill. Just have fun. Alright, go eat something. Alright, bye guys.